Hey guys, I'm Papa Pete, back with a different type of pickup video this time. If you can remember, I'm going to call the Wayback Machine a couple videos ago, maybe 10 videos ago, I don't know. I picked up an RCA video disc player, and it was one of my most popular videos actually. It was so neat to pick that up, and it still worked, and a bunch of discs with it. And I'm also going to ask you to remember back to a live stream I did just after Christmas. It was like December 28th, 29th, where I interviewed Chris Dumaresque from Vancouver, British Columbia, who is the world record holder in Intellivision lock and chase. Well, a couple weeks ago, I was up in St. John, New Brunswick at the 80's Bar Arcade, and I got a message from Chris. And he found something very special way to Blazis out in Vancouver. But I just simply had to have it. And I can't wait to open it. I've been sitting on it for a couple days now. I got to open it up. Can't wait to show you. Here we go.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50, you don't have to.
Alright, even though we're anxious, still have to open up with a beer, and I'm going to get a very special beer for a very special pickup. This is Blazis Blonde Unfiltered Light Ale. And I got a little disclaimer right now. This is pretty old because I've had it, saving it for a perfect pickup video for quite a while now. And the story behind Blazis Blonde by Garrison out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, is back at the start of the pandemic. The premier then of Nova Scotia, who's since retired, made the statement that, you know, for us to combat this pandemic, which we're still going through, all you have to do is stay the Blazis home.
When all we have to do is stay the Blazis home.
And that's what people did, and that is why the pandemic overall has not been as serious in this part of the country. One of the reasons people have just basically followed the rules, and, you know, we're having a relatively better go of it, I'll say. But hopefully, God willing, it gets better still than it is now. But anyway, they, Garrison Brewing, that famous statement, they honored it by creating a brew just strictly called Blazis Blonde Unfiltered Light Ale. So let's try it out. Now, I've had this before, I'm going to tell you right now. I had it back then, and I've had this one can left waiting for the perfect video. It's still a beautiful golden color. And I keep it ice cold in a beer fridge. It's an old fridge from about 1950, which is just on the verge of freezing. So I'm really not worried about it going bad, even though it's close to a year old. Look at the beautiful color. It's unfiltered, so there's a little bit of a haze to it. Oh, it still has that beautiful, light, but vanilla-ish flavor almost, I'll call it. That's a great, great beer. And it's a light beer. I think it's only 4.3%, nice and crisp, that actually you could drink several of these. I really hope they make another batch of this particular type of beer. I can't buy it here in the province I live in, but where 64-Bit lives, he lives down where this Garrison is. So I'd probably be able to get myself some somehow. I really hope they make it again, because that right there is a beautiful, beautiful summer beer. Anyway, Blazis Blonde Unfiltered Ale. Hopefully we can get some again someday. Alright, so now let's get to the box that shipped 3,000 miles across the country. Vancouver, British Columbia came from. That's why I'm wearing my OEB shirt. He's from out there in BC as well, huh? So this came from Chris. Chris and OEB Pete live in the same town with the Intellivision Collector and C-Mart and all those guys. Something about that part of the country. I don't know, between out here and out there, all the best things seem to be on the extremities, right, Brian Puddin'? Anyway, this is the package. And I can barely lift it. Because obviously I led right off by saying, do you remember me getting the RCA video disc video, the pickup video for it? So guess what these are? I can't believe we shipped them 3,000 miles. Anyway, let's open them up. Listen to a little bit of RGC while I'm doing it. Here we go. Oh, I'm beat. That's heavy. I think that's a record for the longest unboxing I've ever had in my life, and I totally mutilated that box. There's nothing left to it. Listen, before I go any further, I gotta give a special thank you, not only to Chris, but to Mrs. Doombaras, because I know that she took it to the post office for him. And man, that thing is heavy. Oh my God, thank you so much for sending these to me. I love having them. And just above and beyond, and that is something else. Maybe I should say thank you to my mailman, but actually they just sent me a card. I had to go pick it up at the post office myself, so my mailman didn't have to lug it around. But anyway, let's check out what discs are there. Alright, let's pull the first one. There's a couple that I'm not real familiar with, but there's a lot that I'm very familiar with, let me tell you that. Alright, very first one. Peter, these are in amazing condition, even compared to the ones I got last time. Blake Edwards, Peter Sellers, and Elkie Summer in A Shot in the Dark. I know nothing about this movie, but I love Peter Sellers, and I love Elkie Summer too, actually. Very interesting. And Blake Edwards, I loved a lot of Blake Edwards movies. One of my favorite Blake Edwards movies is S.O.B., which you'd never see, you'd never heard of. Like, I've never seen it on DVD. Fantastic movie. Julie Andrews, Richard Mulligan, Richard Preston, tons of people like that. Just fantastic. Okay, next up, Kurt Russell and Jack Warden, and the condition. I can't get over the condition of these. It's phenomenally good. Used Cars, a comedy movie from back around 1980. It was restricted, if I remember. I was a young kid when this was on. I don't know that I've ever seen this whole movie start to finish. I might have to check it out. But Used Cars, I love the graphics on these. And of course, the big picture is just amazing. My God, they're heavy. They're heavy to collect, but they're beautiful. They're beautiful like Laserdisc, but heavier. And not as good a quality as Laserdisc, but still. I mean, you can get these for a relatively good price. And even when you ship them across the country. But so cool. I like that. That's beautiful. Oh, and Quill, sorry to disturb you. Next up is one. This is one of the other ones that I wasn't as familiar with, but now that I get a better look at it, The Russians Are Coming. Carl Reiner, Eva Marie Saint, Alan Arkin. It's a comedy. And I don't really remember it, but I have heard of it in the past. Comedy, even Jonathan Winters, he's on the back here. The Russians Are Coming. But again, beautiful condition. Here's a movie I've definitely heard of. Thriller, Altered States. And that picture always sort of creeped me out. Kind of looks funny like that. I thought something had been said on it, but I think that is actually part of the picture, that round circle. Warner Home Video. And I guess what they said before, if they're blue, they're stereo. If they're white, they're mono. Interesting. Here's another one, little known movie, James Caan in Thief. If I'm right, it's James Caan. Yes, it is. Don't remember the movie very well. I think I have seen it years and years ago, but very interesting to watch it. And again, just beautiful condition. Here's an old-time movie that I do remember watching and really, really enjoying. It's Mr. Robert, starring Henry Fonda. And again, great condition. Coco just came into the room. Quill's in the basket. Guess who's pissed off? Next movie. Classic. Poltergeist. You gotta love Poltergeist. I can sit down and watch it right now. It has not lost a thing, even though it's been like 30 years old or more right now. Fantastic. Everybody remembers that scene. They're here.
They're here.
Love it, love it, love it. Wow. And these are just like they're brand new. Here's a movie. This is a double disc. And the cats are fighting. Yeah. And Quill's still in the basket. Here's a movie, double disc. Das Boot. Or The Boat. Formerly Das Boot. And this has got to be one of the edited versions of it. How long is it? I can't see it right off the top of my head. Part 1, Part 2. But this was like, you could buy versions of this that were 4 or 6 hours long. Something crazy like that. Very suspenseful movie. Very hard watch, actually. Very claustrophobic. And just such an anticlimactic end, which I won't get into. I won't spoil it for you. But if you get a chance to watch it, please do. It is exceptionally well made. Das Boot, The Boat. Here's a classic set. Double disc. Superman the movie. Right on. I love those movies. Those are some of the very first superhero movies that were top notch. Like, there had been other shows made, but not nearly as seriously made. And you kind of look at these now and they're not as serious. They're still campy, but fabulously well done. And they were supposed to be serious at the time. And even better was Superman 2. Again, 2-disc set. If you look at the backs are actually different on the two. And, this has got a little bit of damage down the bottom. That's not a real big deal when you think about how old these are and what condition they're in. I love that artwork right there, huh? Isn't that beautiful? Superman 1, Superman 2. You gotta have Superman 3. The artwork is the same on the back of these, 1 and 2. Front as well. Richard Pryor went in. I remember going to see this movie in Bangor, Maine in 1983. It probably was 82 or 83. And seeing Return of the Jedi the same day. We went and saw Return of the Jedi at Brewer, Maine, my brother-in-law and I. And did that in the afternoon. And then in the evening, we went over to the theater in Bangor, Maine and saw Superman 3. I liked it at the time. Yes, it's corny and campy. Yes, it's absolutely friggin' ridiculous, a lot of it. Like, let's just jump off because you're wearing skis, you hit that glass, you're going to be just fine falling off the building. And the scene of the arcade scene and them creating the computer. It's a foolish movie. But if you don't take it too serious, you just take it the fun it's supposed to be, it's enjoyable. Now, this is one of the ones that made me really want to pick this up, okay? Because we have been talking about this movie a little bit over on the Go Game Go channel. And it's the favorite movie of somebody that we know quite well, and neither Viking Stu nor I, nor even Celia could figure out exactly what was the attraction with it. But it is 2001: A Space Odyssey. So for Jeff from Go Game Go, if you ever want to watch the video disc version of it, I've got it right here. We'll check it out. Different backs. That's great. 2 disc set. And so friggin' cool. But I saw that and I thought, I have to have that. I have to have that right there. Just to say, Jeff, I've got it on RCA video disc. Do you? Right on. That is absolutely beautiful. But, there was one other thing in that bundle that really put it over the top. And as much as I love Star Wars, and I love so many different movies from the past, this is probably my absolute favorite movie of all time. So I want it just for collection purposes, and that is Stanley Kubrick's Clockwork Orange. Why do I like it? I don't know. I just really love the psychological aspects of the movie. I like the artwork. I love the artwork sort of the sets that they designed, 2 different backs as well. Man, I don't know. Just everything about this movie I really enjoyed. I've never read Anthony Burgess's book. The novella, I call it a novella because it's not very big. But I really should sit down and read it sometime. I have a feeling it's quite a bit different. But Stanley Kubrick's take on this, there's nobody else who could have done it the way he did. And the atmosphere of it sort of looks antiquated yet futuristic all at the same time. It's just phenomenal to watch. It's just its own little world. But the psychological aspects of it, the things that they describe, that they depict, we see them more and more in our own society every day. But anyway, in the meantime, RCA video disc, the Clockwork Orange, so happy to have it. Well, guys, that's it for today's pickup video. But first of all, I can't leave again without saying one more time, thank you so much to Chris Dumaresque. Check out our interview that we had a few months ago. Chris had a lot of great things to say about not only Lock and Chase, but video gaming in general and life of video games out in BC. But thank you so much for finding these and thinking of me. And thank not only to you, but to Mrs. Dumaresque as well for shipping them out to me, because it's so heavy. I couldn't get over how heavy it was. And it's absolutely amazing. And I'm thrilled to have these video discs in the immaculate condition that they are. They arrive safe and sound, I'll tell you that, because they're absolutely beautiful. Much better condition than I ever dreamed they would have been when I first saw them when you sent me the pictures online. Anyway, guys, thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time when I get some more pickups. Because I won't bother Quill. He's sleeping too soundly, but we probably will get some more pickups. You take care.
gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of...
You're watching Papa Pete, the old guy gamer.